The story of Adam and Lilith, particularly as depicted in the Midrash Abkir and later Kabbalistic writings, occupies a unique place in Jewish folklore and mysticism. The Midrash Abkir, a Jewish text from the 10th century, is one of the earliest sources to provide a detailed account of Adam and Lilith's relationship. Traditionally, Lilith is depicted as Adam's first wife, created equally from the same earth. According to some legends, Lilith leaves Adam due to a dispute over equality, refusing to be subservient to him. This act of defiance places her outside the bounds of the ideal obedient wife as represented by Eve. Over time, Lilith becomes associated with darkness, seduction, and demonic forces, embodying the dangers of uncontrolled desire and rebellion against divine order. The narrative of Adam's sin and penance, his separation from Eve, and the subsequent events involving Lilith or her daughter Pisna reflect deep theological and moral questions. Adam's recognition of sin and his 130 years of fasting and solitude signify a period of intense atonement, echoing the themes of repentance and redemption central to Jewish thought. The birth of demonic offspring from Pisna's seduction of Adam introduces the concept of the proliferation of evil as a direct consequence of human weakness and temptation. In Eden's realm, perfection shone so bright, Adam pure and holy bathed in light. Unblemished soul, in harmony he'd stand, a faultless life, no sin to stain the land. But whispers of the serpent, sly and thin, the fruit of knowledge brought the weight of sin. In that dark hour, innocence did fade, perfection lost, a heavy price was paid. The echo of betrayal, Abel's cry, from brother's hand, beneath the azure sky. In fratricide, the first bloodshed was sown, the ground, now cursed with grief and death, was grown. With sin unveiled, the spectre of death loomed near, a shadow cast, mortality severe. No longer could they walk in endless days, life's fragile thread, now subject to decay. To cleanse the soul, repentance then begun, in solitude, away from everyone. For years on end, he fasted, wept and prayed, to reconcile and hope for sins delayed. Perfection lost, through sin and then to death. A cycle forms in each and every breath. From purity to sin and death's domain, a triad bound in everlasting chain. In twilight's glow they parted, Eve and he, to face the consequence, a soul set free. From holy bond, a fracture deep and wide, Adam walked alone, with guilt his guide. In solitude, beneath the starlit skies, he lay alone, where silent sorrow lies. For years he fasted, through the lonely night, a penance paid, in search of heaven's light. His every breath a prayer for sins undone, his fasting, hope to cleanse the chosen one. Through sacrifice, his spirit sought repair, to lift the curse, in humble fervent prayer. Each dawn's embrace a testament of pain, yet through the suffering his soul would gain. For purity he walked the narrow road, with fasting and alone his burden showed. The need to mend the fractured bond he tore drove Adam to the path of penance more. In separation's quiet strength he found, through fasting, seeking grace, his heart unbound. To purify, to atone for sin's cruel mark, he journeyed through the night in shadows dark. From Eve apart, through fasting he arose in search of peace, where true redemption flows. In shadows deep, where whispered secrets lie, Pisna's gaze upon Adam's beauty nigh. A longing stirred within her heart's embrace, desire's fire she could not erase. With mystic charm she wove a darkened spell, against his will, in passion's grip he fell. Through night's deceit, her touch ensnared his soul. The seduction played, her heart's unyielding goal. From this union, strange and fateful kin, jinns and demons born of carnal sin. Agrimas, the first of many spawned, in twilight's wake, a new dark dawn. Her yearning cast a shadow long and wide. From her desire, the dark offspring abide. Each demon born, a testament to lust. From Pisna's heart, a legacy unjust. The cycle turns, from want to act's deceit, from act to birth where dark and chaos meet. Desire leads to seduction's cruel embrace, and from that sin, new shadows start their race. In endless night the children of the shade reflect the lust from which they were made. Pisna's wish, in demon's form expressed, from her desire the world is thus possessed. From Pisna's union with the fallen one, a line of darkened offspring had begun. Their forms emerged from shadows deep and thin, the legacy of sin, where night begins. In twilight's grasp, Agrimas took his place, the firstborn demon, dark with no embrace. His name a herald of the brood to come. In night's cold breath, the air grew dark and numb. With Agrimas the legions multiplied across the lands where mortal souls abide. A plague of shadows spreading far and wide. In fear and dread, the world was cast aside. Agrimas led his kin in dark parade, a force unleashed, where night and terror played. Their whispers filled the air with chilling fright, a spreading storm in endless pitch-black night. But heroes rose to challenge Shadow's reign, Methuselah with strength to ease the pain. He faced the horde with courage in his hand and slew the thousands, purging evil's brand. Yet still they came from Pisna's cursed brood, a cycle of despair and dark renewed. From firstborn demon, countless others came, the offspring's force, an everlasting flame. In righteous hand, a sword of holy light, Methuselah rose against the dark of night. A blade divine bestowed by heaven's grace to cleanse the world and darkness to erase. With fearless heart, he faced the demon throng. Through shadows deep, his blade did right the wrong. Thousands fell beneath the sword's bright flame, each strike a mark in evil's twisted game. Before his might, Agrimas gave way, revealed the names, the dark kin's foul array. With truth unmasked, the path to purge was clear. The sword's true power instilled a holy fear. From mountains high to ocean's deep domain, he cast the demons, breaking dark's cruel chain. In exile's grasp, their power faded fast, banished afar, their reign now in the past. The holy sword, a symbol of his might, not just to slay, but banish from the sight. With every swing, its truth and justice shone, Methuselah's strength through divine power known. Through holy blade, the world began to heal, from dark's embrace to light's unyielding seal. Methuselah's role, a beacon in the night, with sword in hand, he brought the dawn of light. In Eden's realm, where purity held sway, Adam walked in light, untouched by clay. Yet sin's dark whisper, serpent's cunning call, brought forth a fall and shadows over all. From Eve he parted, seeking to atone. In solitude he fasted, slept alone. For years on end, his heart in penance stayed, in hope that purity might be repaid. From shadows deep, Pisna's lustful gaze seduced the fallen, set the world ablaze. From their union, dark offspring did arise, jinns and demons, born of night's disguise. Agrimas, the first of many spawned, led forth the horde, where shadows darkly dawned. Through night they spread, with fear and chaos sown, a world in dread, by dark forces overthrown. Yet hope remained in Methuselah's hand, a holy sword to cleanse the tainted land. With courage bold he faced the demon tide, and through his might the darkness was defied. Agrimas fell, the demon names revealed, with holy blade their fate was swiftly sealed. To sea and mountain, banished far and wide, the world reclaimed from evil's shadowed stride. Through Adam's penance and Methuselah's fight, from fall to rise the journey toward the light. The world now healed, from sin and dark released, a rousing tale where hope and faith increased. In every heart the battle still remains, between the light and shadow's dark domains. Yet through the ages, courage will prevail, a timeless truth within this ancient tale.